Okay, 2024, June 18th, I decided to make this life-altering decision that I had been putting off for so long, something that I should have started a long time ago, but because there were things that were stopping me from starting this whole journey. My personal fears. I was scared of what the people around me would think. I was scared of how people would perceive me, how I could make such a decision and live and still live in the community and still live with the people I was living with, or I was scared, fearing just what people would say about me, my family members, everyone around me, basically. And I didn't really think it was possible. I doubted myself. I doubted that I was able to push through or even go on longer with the whole thing once I started. I doubted if I would stay focused. I was held down by all these fears and thoughts and everything that was in my mind mentally. But after putting it off for about 2 years, I decided on June 18th, 2024, I decided it was time for me to start. It was time for me to be a different person, to live the life I wanted to live. It was time for me to be what I wanted to be. I changed my lifestyle, basically. I changed my lifestyle and my food and my eating habits in pursuit for better health and wellness, my general wellness. For those of you who don't know, I have PKD, and I was diagnosed with PKD in 2021. I'd started watching a few people who had been talking about these things, and after putting it off for 2 good years, I said I'm not going to be held down by these fears and the perception of people and what people will say about me or think about me or talk about me, because whether I start it or not, all these things were still going to happen, and they did happen. But of course, by the time they came around, I was already prepared. I'd put it off for 2 years, so I changed my diet. I stopped eating food as I knew it. I started eating food to feed my body, to regenerate my body, to help me fight my diseases. So I basically stopped eating food as I was taught, as my parents were taught, and as they had passed it down to me, and been watching a lot of Yaki Awakened videos. So luckily enough, I'd already started working out prior to that, before I was diagnosed. So I was already in a habit of working out 3 times a week. I basically continued that habit. But we all know in the previous years that I'd worked out, I had not had like great progress. I had not had a big progress that I could really say. I did move down the scale, I did feel better and so on, but I ended up being diagnosed with PKD because as I was working out, I told you this story before, as I was working out, I was still having I was eating meat daily, and I was having a lot of dairy products in my meals. Last year when I decided to change my life, I completely removed dairy products. I completely removed wheat products. I had earlier on stopped taking sugar, so that was already in the process. And my progress has been something that has surprised of how quick all the progress came around. So I still continued working out 3 times a week. I still do work out 3 times a week. I changed my life and wanted to see for myself Like sometimes we hear people talk about these things. We see Yaki Awaken talk about these things. We see doctors talk about these things. And because we don't practice them, because we don't use them in our life, because we hear all the good things and we don't implement them in our lives, we don't actually know if these things work, and we go back and forth with these people arguing that how can that be the reason that your health is better, your life is better, and so on. I went from being 71 kgs to now being 61 kgs in a span of 1 year. I lost 9 kgs, but when you look at me, it's like I lost like 15 or 20 kgs because I lost a lot of waste and I lost a lot of unhealthy weight and unhealthy fats and so on and so forth. So I did all this without actually implementing a lot of herbs. There are few herbs I have used and I'm still using in this whole process, but I've never really done a major detox. So I've been looking forward to doing a major detox, but then I couldn't come here and tell you that I'm going into a major detox in my life without sharing with you, how what happened, how we arrived at this point, and how things are going. So last year, after I changed my life, I was able to accomplish a lot of things. I felt much better, and I lost all the excess weight I had. I believe I lost some muscle too, but I'm also in the process of building up more muscle. And I've been doing all of this from home without going to the gym. Everything I was scared of, everything I really thought was not possible. First of all, the things I was scared of really came true, because when I went on this whole diet, like everyone around me started to eye me. They were like, you know how people around you can be, including especially family members. Let's see how long she's going to do this. Let's see, I don't know who she's trying to copy. I don't know what she's up to, but I'm telling you, after some time, people get tired and they stop talking about because they start to realize you're not going to change for anything. You're not going to throw away what you've already started, and the fact that you're already seeing changes in your life, you're not going to throw these things away just to please them. Actually, some of the things that stopped me from starting earlier were because I didn't want to offset the people around me. I didn't want to offset my own community, but now that I have and I used to, I think we're fine. When I changed my diet and started this whole thing, I was scared of eating the things I wanted to eat around people. So I would go into my room and eat inside there. And as time went by, I felt comfortable. Like, this is going to be my life. That decision I made was going to go on for the rest of my life. So there was no need for me to continue hiding it. Like, a few days afterwards, I was like, okay, I don't care what anyone is going to say. Let me just show them that I'm going to do this, and allow them to feel the way they feel, talk the way they talk, and what's on. So I got a lot of questions and a lot of people not believing I was really doing that, but it's been a full year. It's been a whole year of me doing this, and now no one can ask me the questions they asked me at the beginning. And I'm on this journey to make life the best for myself and the best for the future I'm going to have. And I believe sometimes our limitations are created by us, I had all these limitations for years. Okay, prior to that, prior to June 18th, I'd already started implementing fruits in my life, but I never really thought fruits and vegetables in my life. It's not like we don't eat a lot of vegetables, but I'm meaning raw, not fully cooked, not cooked in water, steamed and so on. I'm meaning that those kinds of vegetables, I was not having those things. If you know an African home, like most times food is cooked. Like real cooked. They make sure the fire hits the food real well. So luckily for me, I started during the peak season of the mango peak season. It was the mango season, and it was easier for me to move into this lifestyle. In case you want to go into this life, pick a peak season and start in that season. It's going to be easier for you to integrate during the other months of the year. You're already starting to adjust your taste buds and so on, to the extent that when you reach a season of scarcity, you're still going to mentally be wanting the foods you've been eating in the previous month. You're going to be wanting more of what you've been eating recently. Your question would be like, how far have you healed? Are you healed now? Are you done with PKD? No, I'm not yet healed, because I have not done a detox. I have not implemented more herbs. I need more herbs. I need more to cleanse my body generally, and I need to do more than what I was already doing. And the reason I'm coming today here is because I want to bring you along on this journey. I want you to start your own journey. I want us to move a step higher. I want to move a step higher, but I hope this, I really hope this pushes you to start your own journey. I really hope this makes you to look at yourself and feel like, look at me, and I don't want you to be like me. I don't want you to put off your life for like 2 years because of what people will say, because of your fears, because of everything you're thinking about mentally and so on. I don't want you to put your life away like that. So we are going to go a step higher. We are going to climb this ladder. We are going to climb this ladder together, and I want us to climb this ladder and go through the health benefits, you and I together, because it's been years of watching people like Yaki Aweken, people like Dr. Bobby Price, people like so many people. It's been years of watching them without implementing these things. And you know yourself, you know you're there every day. Whenever there's an update from these guys, you watch these things and you don't act. You don't know how to start. You don't know where to start. Start today. I promise you'll feel better in 3 months' time. When I changed my diet and threw out a lot of things from my diet, I had a headache for almost 3 months straight, that to the extent that I started to doubt if this was really the right thing for me to do. 2 months straight I had a headache, and around the 2.5 months is when the headache started to fade away. Then I was like, maybe this is right. But all these 2 months, I wasn't feeling fine. I wasn't feeling fine, and I couldn't share it with anyone, just because people would blame me for causing all this to myself. And yes, I did that to myself, because my body needed that adjustment, and my body was not used to what I was doing to it, and it reacted in that manner. And those are some of the things that you're going to experience when you go on this journey. They are going to make you feel bad about what you're doing, but it's for the better in the long run. They are going to make you doubt if these things work. I had headache every day for 2.5 months straight. I was able to access herbs like wild yam, cilantro, parsley, celery, cloves are available. These are some of the things I've been doing. So I some of the things I've implemented in my life also have been fasting daily. I break my fast between the hours of 10 and 12. I'm a Ugandan. I still do everything that's expected of me as a person who lives in a family. So when I go to places like when I have to attend a funeral, when I have to go home for certain things and do certain things, I can't really eat the way those people are eating. That's when it gets difficult. That's when it really becomes difficult, and you have to make real weird decisions about what you're going to eat on that day. But most times when I have to go and come back the same day, I can really forego eating within the time I'm away and the time I come back, or I can have something before I go for that whole thing. But whenever you lose someone at home, you can't really do that. You have to be there like day one to burial time. So sometimes I have to really make decisions that sometimes the decisions I make set me back. Yeah, they do. Healing is a process. Most times you're going to have to go through this process, and if I had all the resources available, last year should have been the time for me to completely heal. But since I don't, I'm not going to be pointing fingers and say, I wish I had the money, and say what? No, we are going to take this as it is and go through it as it is and experience it as it is and heal in the process, because my healing is going to have to come from different factors. It's going to have to come from deep inside me, my soul. My healing is going to have to come spiritually, physically. Physically, I have to heal my organs. I have to heal my entire body system, my skin, everything. My skin looks better now compared to last year. I'm going to show you a pic. So I have to heal like my entire life. I have to heal myself from the absence of my paternal parents and relatives. Like, guys, you are about to go on a very strange, diverse journey, healing journey with me. It's going to be a lot of things I'm going to have to heal from, and that's why I'm not scared of taking it slow. That's why I'm not scared of I'm not rushing it. I'm not ready to rush it, because I believe I'm not meant to rush it. There's a reason God wants me to go through this path like this, and there's a reason I have to share this with you, because maybe you're going through similar things. Maybe you have done a lot of detoxes and a lot of things. You've taken a lot of herbs and you've not healed, and you wonder where the problem could be. Sweetheart, the problem is beyond just healing yourself. You have to heal your feelings. You have to heal the traumas you've gone through. You have to heal your thoughts, the absence of people, the losses, and so on.